Hi, everybody. This is Mitchell Shields, Senior Financial Planner and Insurance Advisor with Team LWC. And today I just wanted to make a quick video to update everybody on the changes to the capital gains inclusion rate. You heard from me recently when we received the proposed 2024 budget on some of the highlighted measures in that budget that would have the most effect to our clients. And the key item that we've been having lots of conversations around that was in that budget was the change to the capital gains inclusion rate, where they were going to increase the amount of a capital gain that would be taxable. Now, naturally, this brought a lot of concern, comments, questions from the Canadians at large and tax professionals, and there was a lot of advocacy for potential adjustments, changes to how the government had proposed it. That said, we received the draft legislation on June 10th, and reading that legislation, it seems that as it was proposed is essentially how it is going to be going forward. The changes are going to be effective as of June 25th, and as was proposed, individuals are going to be the only ones eligible to receive the $250,000 of capital gains that would be eligible to be paid at the previous capital gains inclusion rate before they come into that 2/3 inclusion rate for any capital gains above that 250,000. Now, it's also important to understand we got some clarity that that $250,000 room cannot be carried forward, meaning if you had 100,000 in capital gains in 1 year, and the next year you received more than 250,000 in capital gains, we cannot carry forward the 150,000 that we didn't use from the previous tax year towards this tax year. Now, you also cannot share that room with your corporations. So what that means is corporations are going to be at the 2/3 inclusion rate for everything realized on their capital gains. And some misinformation that I've seen recently is there are, I've heard that there might be some carve outs for some corporations, but reading the legislation, there are no carve outs for any particular assets or corporation types. So whether it's a professional corporation or a holding corporation, it doesn't matter. Capital gains in that corporation are going to be at the 2/3 inclusion rate after the June 25th date. Now, we did see two carve outs on the trust side of things. So trusts are also not eligible for the $250,000 threshold for the lower inclusion rate. But we did see a carve out for graduated rate estates, which would be the trust that is formed on the death of a taxpayer to facilitate the transfer of estate assets. That estate trust has been at marginal tax rates already. So that was the rationale as to why it should share in that $250,000 room. We also saw a carve out for qualified disability trusts. So any qualified disability trusts also are currently at marginal tax rates, which is why they received this $250,000 room. But it seems that nothing else was going to get a carve out within this legislation. Also important, there is no ability to just trigger a realization without some sort of transaction. So a lot of professional tax advisors were asking for an election to be available to trigger the gains without transaction. That was not in this legislation either, meaning if we do want to pre-trigger the gains, we would have to participate in some sort of transaction. Mind you, we did see some CRA commentary that gives us some confidence around the fact that we wouldn't be tripping up into any anti-avoidance rules by doing some of these transactions. That said, everybody's situation is going to be different. So if you have any questions about how any of this applies to you that we have not already addressed in conversations with me or our team here at Team LWC, please reach out to us and we'd be happy to address them. Thanks so much.